F2 Sunday fight on Grand Prix Sunday begins right now. Welcome to Le Mans, where it is time for the feature race. The big points are up for grabs, and today we have got a champion trying to maintain his advantage at the front. He's already a champion. He's trying to win a second championship. No, trying to reduce the gap. If it's anything like yesterday, today could be a very close contest, but we have got a curveball thrown in there. It is a hard circuit when it's in the dry, and it's a circuit where the drivers are always having to look to the left and to the right. Any wide moment could lead to severe consequences. Plenty of overtaking opportunities down to turn 1. We can see some crashes, but it's when you get to the proper first braking zone on the circuit, that's where all the chaos happens. And we've seen many moves happen there in the past. Mistral straight, long straight down to the chicane. As shown yesterday in the thumbnail, we can often see drivers running each other wide off the road. 3 wide is also possible, as shown in today's thumbnail. There can be contact between teammates. Trident hoping that that is not them today, as we made our way through the 3rd sector of this lap. And this is definitely some motor racing circuit. It is going to be a long race, but the race just got that little bit longer, because we now take you to live pictures here in Le Mans, and it's raining. It is raining here in Le Mans. We've not had a wet race all season long. We've had a wet qualifying. That was in Spain earlier on this season. We've not had a wet race in F2. That is about to change right now, and it seems like it's all come down at once. It's going to be really some tricky race where the visibility is low for the drivers. We have a better view actually of it than the drivers do. So I tried it out yesterday when I was putting in this new system, which means that I don't have to make it wet with B-tools, and it still looks realistic. Formation laps underway. They'll need to go very, very slowly indeed, because we have got of course Harrison still making his way all the way through to these drivers, as well as we're on to the formation lap. It is going to be a 16 lap, I should say, contest. I keep thinking of 17 in this as well, and it really could get pretty chaotic. We'll bring it to the intro, as I'm just going to quickly rejoin so I can get it all set up in terms of the spectating menu, as we now rejoin the game here in Le Mans, ready for this crazy race that is coming our way. Harrison a little bit late to the party today in terms of joining, so the field trundling around very, very slowly, and it's, I think, a perfect time to now actually get some words in from the drivers. So for the first time this season on the formation lap, we're going to be able to hear what the drivers have to say. And first of all, we're going to start off with a man second in the championship. Let's hear from Note right now about his plans coming into this race.
I believe that it's going to be a hell of a race, but it's going to come down to the last person over the line. I believe lots of penalties are going to be brought out in this race, and I think personally that there's no problem.
Let's hear it now from Sir Harrison McLaren, who's still trundling around, but he is trying to take second place in the championship today. The winner from yesterday trying to do the double. Here is his plans as he tries to do that.
Well, I mean, first of all, get to the pack, but then I'm going to try and move as quickly as possible through the grid, because that feels like I think I might be starting coming back. You know, it's just full push now to the end.
Let's now hear from our pole sitter, who's just had a spin, but he's still going. He's still going to be starting on pole. Let's hear from Jaden.
No, we'll try. Off he's not right way.
One simple, easy goal. Trying to face the car the right way throughout this contest, and that will be the goal for a lot of the drivers. It was try win the race earlier, now it's just going to be try keep it in a straight line, and you could be the winner. We've already seen Jaden lose it multiple times. We just saw him lose it on the formation lap, of course. We also did have him losing it earlier on in the contest, so I'll reset stats. It will be a 16 lap contest, 17 on the board, 1 will be counted for the formation lap this time around, but we need to. It is that tricky that we're just trying to work out. Here is Sir Harrison McLaren trying to make his way through. I think Jaden will really need to slow up the field so we can get Sir Harrison McLaren up into second place on the grid. And then we'll be able to go racing around this circuit. And it's going to be really, really tricky for these drivers. And this is where driving skill comes into it. We've had a new system come in for the rain as well. So it means that I don't have to be in game to actually make it wet. So if it does become dry, it automatically dries up. And you can see Jaden hanging onto the car, nearly spinning around once again. He's the only driver who we're watching, and he's the driver who's at the top of the Formula 2 Championship this season, showing how tricky it really is for these drivers as well. Here is Powell, who is going to be trying to take advantage. Him and Harrison, and Note even, really wanted the rain yesterday. They were all agreeing. I think it was mostly for F1, but they've got it for F2. We'll see whether F1 gets it later on as well. Cam Silverstone in his first Formula 2 race that he's going to get to watch live. He wasn't here yesterday with us, but he's going to get to watch a race that is probably going to be the longest race of the season. It was going to be the longest race of the season anyway. Now the chance of that, it's even higher. The chance of that is even higher now, due to the really low due to the really low visibility on the circuit, as Harrison just says. It's impossible to see out here. I think that's what all the drivers are facing, and spinning on the formation lap. Round goes our pole sitter, but he's gonna make it. He's gonna make his way to the grid. Now, I'm telling you this now. Our visibility over here is better than what the drivers have when they're on board, as I tested it out yesterday. So we've actually got it a bit easier, which is probably for the better.
Do I go P2? Because I'm second.
So he'll still go into P4 for the moment. We've got cars everywhere on this circuit. Note retaking his position. That's Harrison McLaren, who was already late. Now this will need to be a bit of a hold on the grid. Will be interesting to see what happens with this one, as Sir Harrison McLaren tries to make his way on to the grid. Then he is in this final sector, but it's it is definitely really tricky for these drivers when the visibility is so low. So I think Harrison is nearly home. He's nearly there, and then he will be getting into his second place grid slot. And he's nearly went wide and lost it on the exit. But here we go. He's made his way to the grid, and then he'll slow down, and then we'll be able to get the 5 red lights, which are new FIA for this weekend and for the rest of the season. Cam will activate the 5 red lights as well. So we're about to get going here in Le Mans. It is going to be Jaden who starts on pole. Here come the lights for our first wet race of the season. And F2 in the rain is go at Le Mans. Good reaction time from the pole sitter. And he's going to have Harrison contending for the lead. It is side by side down towards turn 1. Harrison not getting the best drive as we head down to the braking zone. Jaden's going to hold the lead. He's wide though. Does it open the door on the exit? Cars are going to be all over the road. It's hard to see at this stage of where they all are. But it is Jaden who's got P1. He's got the start that he needed, and he has got the lead right now as he tries to hang on to it on the first lap out of 16 in this race. So Jaden trying to hang on to it then. As we take a look further back, here is Powell struggling and sliding around with the car. It's hard to see where everyone is on this circuit, and the drivers have it worse as well. As we try to zoom in with Sir Harrison McLaren, who was contending for the lead on the opening lap of the race. Right now he's going to find himself trying to put the pressure, and you just don't know where at this stage the drivers are going to be in comparison to each other. You don't know what position you find yourself in. That's just the style of how it all goes. Apologies on the formation lap, we didn't have the pictures on for you. We were still showing the thumbnail. We of course just got it sorted before the lights went out, and that's the Trident who is slow. That's Note, and going the long way around and taking the place is Powell Powell gets ahead of his teammate. Note, it seemed like had a bit of contact with Harrison. Note all over the road on the exit, and it is treacherous stuff as we expected here in Le Mans. And when it's in the wet conditions, we expected this to be the case. We've already seen so much chaos before the 5 lights went out today. And there is Harrison off the road and spinning. The man third in the championship has gone round. He's looped it. And Sir Harrison McLaren will try and get going, and it's going to promote Powell up to second place. Off the road goes Note as well. That's Powell who has gone off, I should say. So Powell must have lost the position as well. Note's currently still making his way through. Well, they are all over the road on the exit, so we're having to work out who is who. You've got 2 Tridents in the field. You've got Harrison right now. You've got Jaden just trying to hang on to the car. And, well, thank God we've only got 4 drivers. This is already hard to call of what is going on in this race, and it will be for the remainder of it. As I mentioned, it will be one of the longer races of the season. Same for Formula 1 later. They're going to get 30 laps, and if it's in the wet, then it's going to take so much time. A 1 minute 14 was the best first sector time that was recorded, and that was by Jaden. So it does show how tricky this is. So Harrison losing a chance for fighting for the lead at this stage, but the chances will come. As I mentioned, Jaden lost it so many times on the formation lap and on the reconnaissance laps as well. So Jaden's lost it already so many times. And, well, 10 corner cuts is a penalty as it was yesterday, but we'll see how that's going to go. With these wet conditions, I think everyone's going to be earning like lots and lots. So it's all about who can minimize those penalties and keep it on the road. Of course, I think drivers will be able to get them removed if they spin. So I've already captured Harrison, of course, spinning at a place. And then, of course, if people can provide onboards and get those removed, then there could be some warnings that are removed as well. We're just trying to watch everyone at this stage because, you know, it could be anyone who loses it. Okay, well, we're about to finally get an idea of how this race is currently playing out. Jaden's got the lead. I think we know that even without getting an updated timing page. Over the line goes Jaden, and it is P1 for him. Now, who's going to be in second place? Because it's all changed around so much. Here is Sir Harrison McLaren. He's heading through the final few corners on this circuit now, and he's about to come over the line. We've got yellow flags in the third sector. Has a Trident gone round? And that is Note who's lost it. Note's lost it. And Harrison in second place now. Note's lost it, and he's continued. The Trident driver able to continue just about 23.4 seconds off. Right now, Jaden. Here is Jaden as he tries to get on the power. And right now, he is really trying to keep this car in the straight line. And it's all about risk versus reward now. It's all about keeping it on the road for all of these drivers currently at this stage. This is the incredible thing about it. All about driver skill and driver talent on show, and what is equal machinery as well for these drivers. And we are watching Jaden as we make our way down the straight. As I mentioned, it'll be one of the more longer races this season. It's just the nature of it here in Le Mans. In terms of, oh, Jaden spins! Oh, he just about keeps it going. Momentarily spinning around for Jaden. Half spin for him there as well, but all is okay. A half spin was okay, luckily, for the British driver as he makes his way down the straight. So he's going through part 2. Here is Powell. His race, of course, came as he tries to find where the corner is. And that's the hard thing about it. You don't want to be going wide at this stage. And look how careful he is through these corners. Because remember, as I mentioned, it could be least corner cuts who wins the race. Powell loses it momentarily on the exit as well. That's how this race could go if there is a late red flag, which we're racing around Le Mans. And we've got heavy rain, so I think we will get a red flag at some point in this race for whatever reason. But it's just been that style of race so far, so there could be something that just brings the whole field together. As we take a look at Harrison McLaren. McLaren was contending for the lead in the opening few meters, but unfortunately did not end well on that opening lap with that spin. Let's see if he's been able to close the gap so far, because I mean, Jaden's struggling. You don't know when Jaden's spinning. You don't know when anyone's spinning. In these laps, you would have had many drivers who just spun around and lost the car. As you can see, Jaden's threatening to do it so many times. We already just saw him half spin a couple of corners ago, and this is all about driver skill and driver talent, just trying to get it round this Circuit de La Sarthe in what has been a crazy season of Formula 2 so far. As today, Note tries to close in the championship lead. As I mentioned, there's a chance for second place to change in the championship as well. So that is definitely something. And the drivers, remember, are getting more used to it as we go around. They have not driven in these conditions all weekend long. They've not had this style of rain so far this season as well. They've not had an F2 wet race so far this season. And into the barrier! Big moment into the barrier for Harrison. And that is going to be a dramatic moment for the Prema man. He'll try get it back going. The yellow flags are flying due to it. And Harrison, McLaren has a moment. And the yellow flags now will come to green once again. But that is the thing about it. So surely I think Sir Harrison McLaren might have got into the lead actually on the previous lap. So yeah, I think he might have. Before he spun, I think he had the lead. So okay, that might explain it. So that's something that we missed. I think for this race next season, because also F1's going to be streamed. If we need to, I think, try and get in mini sector time updates for the leaderboard, so we actually know where everyone is. Because right now we're having to focus on our top two. We don't know what's going on for P3. And here is Note right now, and oh, the two teammates both battling side by side. Note gets through, but that was all four wheels off the road. Powell will try fight back. We might be in the wet conditions, but the Tridents are battling it all out. And Note will need to surely give back the position. He used the pit lane line to overtake. He cut that part of the circuit, and he'll need to let Powell through. He is going to let Powell through. Powell retakes P3, and he's sliding all over the road, trying to keep it out, spinning round. Round goes the man second in the championship. Note loses it, and it's going to mean that a chance at the podium at this stage is going to fade away. He'll continue on though, but Powell is now in P3. Note's lost it once again. He's round again. Oh my god, this is so dramatic for these drivers, and he's lost it once more as Powell goes down the straight. 2 spins in a row for Note. Here is Jaden just trying to control the car through. Meanwhile, you've got Sir Harrison McLaren about to make his way down towards the braking zones as well. And it is getting really, really tricky at this stage. But I think a chance for the lead will come for Harrison. Because do remember one thing, I think he was close before he had that crash.
Rain is getting worse.
So we hear from Pal on the radio saying that the rain is getting worse. So the rain is getting worse, which is not what anyone wants. And Harrison's trying to hang on to the car on the exit. And with the rain getting worse, it means other conditions are getting even more tricky. We knew it was going to be this race when we knew it was going to be one of the races of the season. Even if we might not be seeing all the action, it's all about keep it on the road. And that is what we absolutely love. Where the drivers are controlling the cars left, right, centre. Yellow flags are out once again. Round goes Note once again. Note loses it, and that was through the chicane as he heads on to part 2 now as well. Here is Jaden. Is he going to be able to control it? Well, we haven't seen Jaden properly spin yet. I think he's had a mistake maybe somewhere, but we weren't able to capture it because we're trying to watch 3 other drivers and trying to say who's making the mistake. We're having to rely on Cam as well, bringing out yellow, so that I know that someone spun it. Cam saying, "Oh, we don't jinx it." Well, to be fair, I wouldn't mind if he loses it a bit. You know, we could get a bit of a interesting fight for the lead. Out of the final corner, another lap to confirm where is everyone in comparison to each other. So Jaden is going to cross the line. He'll be in first place. What's the gap between himself and Harrison? It's going to be big now because that's a mistake. That is a mistake. He was slow when we cut to him, but he's got back going now. So he's got back going now, but it was a mistake when we cut to him. So that has lost him a lot of time. And we didn't know whether Harrison would even be racing in this. He joined a few minutes before as well. So we'll see what's the gap over the line between these two. Here he comes. 27 seconds. Yeah, he lost a lot of time with that mistake. Let's watch the Tridents as well.
It's too ridiculous. Every corner is just hell. It's not like this before.
So, Pal on the radio telling us about how tricky and how the rain has got even worse. And here he is struggling on the power. He's about to come over the line. So the drivers definitely still racing on, even if the visibility might be so low. I think today we could be possibly seeing someone lapped around Le Mans, which is not definitely one of the predictions I had coming into this. Around this circuit. As Notes is just fully straight lined the corner. He's saying, well, penalties I don't care. Give me as many penalties as you want. As we just fully saw him straight line that corner. He's trying to get closer to Pal as well, but he's lost it again. He spun, and he'll try and get back going. He will get back going. That's in the first part of the lap for Note. And he's been able to continue though. Here's the race leader. In the dry, in the wet. It might just be... It seems like he's just very quick in whatever conditions you throw at him. Especially in this machinery. As well. But today's a day where he's struggling as well. As you can see, every exit it's about focusing. There's one moment where he's unfocused, it all slips away from him. Here's Harrison. Here's Jaden. And here is Note. Trying to get closer to Pal. They're all having to be careful. Where in the world is the apex? We can't really see either too much, so it's even worse for the drivers. Oh, and it seems like where there may have been a moment on the circuit for Jaden. Momentarily, he caught it. Okay, lovely. That's what the FIA is telling us. It was nearly a moment. I think Harrison would have got excited there for a moment if he even knew about that specific thing taking place on the circuit. So I'm actually going to move my Discord display over here, so I'm actually able to see more easily whether there's a radio by a driver or not. We're getting a new system working in as well, so that is something that definitely we're going to try get into F2 this year, as I think I've left the Discord. Cool. Yes, I accidentally left the Discord call in that process. Yes, 10 corner cuts, a 5-second penalty. So this is when Cam starts to be like, well, what to do now? In terms of all this, Harrison fighting with the car. Pal.
It's just, yeah, just every corner now, just death. It's like dancing on ice, but hell, wow, Jesus, okay.
Dancing on ice!
So ridiculous.
And we've got some penalties coming in as well there. And that is going to be Note, who... Well, it's a feature race. Everyone's still going to make a pit stop. Remember, Harrison nearly loses it. From second place, he's closed the gap this time around massively. That's what I mentioned. The opportunity's there. He made a mistake on the last lap. He still, though, closed it in massively on Jaden. It is game on in Le Mans, whether you think it or not, in what is going to 100% be the longest race. We're already 21 minutes in. We've done 6 laps, and this would usually be, sometimes, the F2 sprint distance. So, we're still going to make a mandatory pit stop. Remember that. They've all got to make it into the pit lane in this race still. Of course, in the feature race, they do need to... Oh, Jaden spun it! Jaden loses it off the road! Through the chicane, Jaden spins! There's Harrison! There is Harrison! And Harrison takes the lead on the circuit! Sir Harrison McLaren leads in Le Mans after the mistake from Jaden. It promotes the Prema driver to P1 in the race. A dramatic moment, and we knew we were going to get lots of those today. And now he'll be the one who will be trying to control it on the exit. Sir Harrison McLaren leads the race there, and Jaden's only one goal was to keep it in a straight line today. And even if that's the only thing he's right now focused on, it is still so tricky. As Pal's been saying so many times on the radio, it is just so tricky for these drivers out there on the circuit. Jaden's still in there though, he's still in close proximity, but now he's going to be chasing. He's going to be chasing. That is the thing, you can see him in the background just about. With some camera angles you might be able to see him just dancing around in the background. He's in close proximity. A mistake from Harrison will be punished. A mistake from Sir Harrison McLaren will be punished indeed. Yellow flags are back out once again. Oh, Jaden's gone off once again! Jaden's off the road once more, the ART driver, trying to keep it in a straight line, but he's run off the road once more. And, well, there may not be lots of... Oh, no! Jaden spun it fully, and he goes round. He's fully gone round. Oh, no! Notes off! Notes off! And he's stuck with the cone. I think we might need the red flag. We might need a red flag, and the red flag is out in Le Mans. The red flag is out, and that was always going to happen, as Jaden made another mistake. The question is, can Note try getting that running?
What did I fucking say? What did I fucking say? I'm sorry for swearing, I just forgot.
Cam is already on that. He's getting his notepad out. And Note's got it back going on the racetrack. He'll try and get it back in. Oh no, he's lost. Oh no, he's lost it again. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. He recovered it and he's crashed it again into the cone. My word. Well, if we're going to do a video of... oh, he's got it back going. Okay. Well, let's hope he doesn't bottle it this time around. In terms of... he got it, he recovered it, and then he got it back going, and then he crashed it again, and then he's back going again. Here we go. Well, everyone will make our way back to the pit lane. And this is when we get our red flag rain fun going. But we did say a red flag was always possible. Ignore that, we're still under the red flags. It automatically does that. We're still under the red flags. So Sir Harrison McLaren leads the race. So everyone will need to pile in. Yeah, Cam, the red flag during the races, there's a procedure. As soon as the incident's cleared, it doesn't like end immediately. Everyone needs to get to the pit lane, then to the grid, and then then we resume the race. Yeah. And then it's race control's decision, so it's Cam's decision whether it's a standing start or a rolling start. Jaden nearly hitting the back of Harrison, having to pull alongside. So we'll wait for confirmation from Cam whether he's gonna do a standing start or a rolling start. It is race control's decision for whichever one they want. If it's dry, then it would always be usually a standing start. If it's wet, it's race control's decision. So rolling start is what Cam says. I don't know how many happy drivers there'll be about that, but the rolling start is what the FIA has said. So it's gonna mean that we're gonna get our foot down with Sir Harrison McLaren leading the way. Well, we're about to see lots of drivers just lose it. I think we can say during this. Well, we'll wait for everyone to come back to the pit lane. It is a long lap around here, so as I mentioned, people need to get back to the pit lane. Note still is a long way away. But yeah, disappointment for Note. Should we try hear from Note on the radio? Let's see if there was any radio for Note who had that error. So let's see if he had anything to say about it.
No!
So Note incredibly disappointed with that moment on the circuit as well. Old radio being played now, and 10 corner cut in this weather is well, yeah, to be fair, I think nearly everyone though is gonna, I think everyone's gonna get 10. I think if you well, you might need to take it up with Cam. You got one during red flag. Okay, well, I can check that. Well, I'll be able to see that on the stream. So Note's got a 15-second time penalty, maybe served on track or in the pits, inform FIA when serving, is what Cam's doing. Okay, well, the drivers are out there, outside their cars. Let's see if we can listen into their conversations, actually. Let's see if we can listen in.
Oh, the rain is awful. The Trider just does not want to correspond with me at all.
Bit high. People need some bit high, and you managed to tie his bar.
Yeah, like lap 2, fine. I was absolutely pushing. I was in my stride. Didn't make a single mistake. Gained about 12 seconds on you. And then the next lap, I kept spinning around every corner. So I'm gonna just follow your lines. Follow everyone's lines. Are you pushing it fully down the straight, or are you just because on lap 1 I was pushing it fully down? straight, and I gained like 3 positions because you lot just broke really early.
Yeah. I've got a technique. Oh, I ain't with these.
What's technique?
Oh.
Try that.
I say it after F1 race. How about that?
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, what time is F1?
Huh?
What time is F1?
1.
So we have to finish by 12, yeah? Okay, but
Yeah. 12:05 is when it has to finish.
Yes.
Okay, well, great to listen in to the drivers as they had their conversation. Pretty poor for an F1 driver not to know when their F1 race is after this. Everyone's got in position, so 105 is going to be the cutoff for this race, meaning that it could probably could go to time. This one, because F1's pre-race ceremonies have got to happen. It's exactly what happened in real life. If anyone remembers during the Azerbaijan Grand Prix weekend for Formula 2, where there was a big crash, we had a red flag due to a staller on the grid, and then there was a car upside down, and then they had to cut short the F2 race because the F1 procedure had to get underway. So yeah, it'll be similar to this probably. So it'll be a bit of a shortened race, not these 17 laps that we were expecting, or 16 laps of racing that we were expecting. So we'll wait for Cam to allow them to go back on the circuit. It's going to be a rolling start. So Cam's allowing them to go on the circuit now.
2 days to rolling. Why are we doing rolling?
So a driver wondering on the radio, why is it a rolling start? It is of course at FIA's discretion, and Cam has decided on this occasion that he would prefer a rolling start. Simple response is, can't you bloody see why? Oh, my word. Well, there's some reports saying that drivers got some corner cuts on formation laps. Well, we can work that all out, because on the stream, of course, if people's numbers are going up on the formation lap, then corner cuts can get minused. But yeah, it is pretty. It is definitely very harsh for these drivers in these conditions to be getting it on 10 corner cuts as well. But it's everyone who's getting it really, so it's all about minimizing it. And somehow we have, well, to be fair, 3 drivers haven't even reached. Well, yeah, literally everyone but 1 driver on the grid hasn't even reached it so far. So I think Harrison is going a bit too fast for Jaden's liking. Jaden on the radio saying, where is Harrison? Well, we know that Sir Harrison McLaren is quick, but I didn't know he was that quick. There we go. And actually, oh my god, it's all chaos. The Trident's got through, and there's a spin, and there's contact! There's contact on the road! And if these two cannot get going, it could mean, are they going to be able to continue? Oh, look at this! Harrison's getting dragged along with the Trident. Jaden's waiting for his opportunity, and it's all chaos under the red flag in Le Mans. So,
Red flag again, red flag again.
well, the red flag is back out on the circuit. That's what the FIA is.
I'm P1.
So the red flag is back out.
Spun. I don't know why no it's overtaken the formation lap, but what do you call it? Everyone else spun other than me, so I'm P1. Let's go. End the race now.
So, the red flag is deployed, and we still have about 35 minutes till we can get.
What are you doing? No, what are you doing? Stay behind. You don't know what a formation lap is. Nice one.
A incredibly angry driver as well. Well,
it's not racing. Just let me die.
You just spun, shut the fuck up.
No, I haven't. So apparently people at straight off spinner. What's this spell word?
okay, interesting stuff. So, red flag's back out. Drivers this time to the grid. This time around. And Cam's.
Oh my god, penalty for being hit by no.
So,
To be fair, Harrison was hit by no.
Sir Harrison McLaren not happy with that one. So yeah, that one will definitely be appealed. Well, drivers this time are being told to go to the grid. So we believe that what is going to happen on this occasion is the race will, this will count as a formation lap. Everyone's going to be able to get through. And then there will be about a 1 minute wait on the grid.
Why are they overtaking? Why are they overtaking? They spun themselves.
And then the lights will go out. So Harrison, so Cam says Harrison penalty ignored.
If they spun themselves, I'm allowed to.
I didn't spin myself. I got taken out.
Yes, you did. You
I got
clearly
taken
spun.
out. What?
Okay, cool. You still spun.
And it's formation lap. If you get your
To be
position
fair.
back, you can get it.
I couldn't control my car, so he got one corner cut on accident.
Oh, into the barrier goes Harrison. McLaren in the background. He'll continue on as well.
Now.
So, right, the procedure for these drivers now. Of course, they're going to head onto the grid. They'll line up in. They'll line up on the grid.
I'm giving Harrison the position back. I'm slowing down.
So they're all going to get into position. And Harrison being given even more penalties. So they're on the grid. So the procedures, of course, now has had to be amended due to an extra red flag being called in the middle of the procedure. So now the question is, the new FIA. The question is, what is he going to do now? Is he just going to start the race with a standing start once the other two drivers get into position, or is he going to send them, round another lap for them to do a rolling start? That is the question. Well, if they are sent round again, then don't know what they're going to be doing in terms of that. Well, we've got 4 in position. So what does FIA do now? Do they just start the race now with a standing start? Or do they send them round on a rolling start once again? Here we go. They're doing a standing start. No confirmation, but here we go. 5 red lights coming on. And F2 in Le Mans is go once again. Good reaction time from Powell, who leaves pole position. Jaden sliding all over the road in the background. And it's going to be Harrison trying to get to the inside line. Jaden trying to go around the outside of Powell. Can he make the move? Can he keep it on the road? He can. And Jaden takes the lead. That was brave to go around the outside. Note moves up to 3rd position. It's Harrison down to 4th. Note dives down the inside of his teammate. Powell's all over the road. On the exit as well. And this contact, and Powell off the road into the gravel trap. And he'll continue on with that one. He will continue on, but a moment between Powell and Note on the circuit, and Powell will be disappointed with that one. Well, let's hear from Powell.
He died bombing the way. I'm sorry, he doesn't die bombing too.
Well, good luck to Cam and me later on. Round the outside, here comes Harrison into the chicane. We're heading into the chicane soon. Harrison backs out of it. And now we're into the chicane. It's hard to tell where the chicane's coming up, and it was the case for all drivers because Harrison got on the brakes early. And oh, spinning round, that's Note. And well, if you thought that there was going to be drama between if you thought that we've already seen the most drama between teammates earlier this season, I think it's just got even worse. In terms of that. And Jaden's enjoying himself right now. He's watching Harrison argue with the FIA. He's watching the two Tridents argue with each other. And some people are really having the times of their life. But I think it was the correct decision by the FIA to just get the race underway there. It seemed like that the drivers were actually being more dangerous during a formation lap because a few of them weren't doing it properly. So they were actually being more dangerous during the formation lap than actually racing speed. So I think that's a correct decision to just get the race started with a standing start there and then when everyone was on the grid. And it's a long lap as well, let me just add. It's a long lap here as well. So that would be so much time wasted. And remember, we're racing against the clock kind of in this race. We're racing against the clock. So as soon as it hits 105, it will be plus 1 lap. So as soon as it hits 105, it will be plus 1 lap as well after that one. So that's the normal standard procedure. So it'll be plus 1 lap. As soon as it hits 105 and the driver crosses the line when it's at 105 or after that, then basically there's just another lap after, which then it will be the final lap. And there we go. Powell trying to hang on to the car. And yeah, I think it's another race where unfortunately... And another race, unfortunately, which I don't think highlights can be created for now, as I've not only had Pal today, who started talking when there's no radio, but we had Sir Harrison McLaren due to how angry he's been with the FIA and Note as well. So, well, actually, I think we could still manage highlights, but maybe just not including certain bits of it. Well, let's hope they don't interrupt for the remainder of this one. But honestly, I'm gonna give these guys as long as they want in the cooldown room. They're gonna get to speak as much as they want. Literally, I'm gonna let them speak as much as they want, because Note spinning around. And to be fair, I might just send all 4 of them there. Might just send all 4 of them, because we don't have a proper cooldown room, so normal rules don't really apply. In terms of, I might just send all 4 there, because they're all gonna have something to say. The gap is 7.7 seconds out in front. As I mentioned, we are racing against the clock, it seems, in this race. With how long this is taking, and especially there could be another red flag. So 105 is the cutoff point for Formula 2. So for the first time all season long, we might actually reach the cutoff. And that will definitely make it. So I'm just being... So, lap number 9 of the contest. And, well, by the looks of it so far, it has been really that type of race for Formula 2, which we would have expected, as they all just look for the chicane. So lots would have been able to serve their mandatory pit stop doing the red flag anyway. In this one. And it's raining as well. But if people want to serve penalties, then yeah, they of course get that opportunity. Right now. As we watch Jaden make his way through as well. But I think Harrison's got some good pace in the wet conditions. Yellow flags in sector 2. Is that Harrison has gone round? Is that Harrison has gone round? It is! Harrison, where is he gone? That is going to be the question. There he is! And his car stopped. So, yellow flags will need to be out. He's saying he got kicked from his car. Round goes Powell. There as well, momentarily continuing on. You've got... As we hear from Pal now.
You can't drive, I swear. It just hits me off. Yeah. I'm inside now. This is way too loud.
So, Note and Pal making even more contact in this race. It did look like they were close together. And they're still side by side. Hold on, the two teammates are about to go wheel to wheel. And I think Harrison's been able to get back in his car. There wasn't any yellow flags for some reason. Even though I predicted there probably would be. Now there is some yellows. Is that... So, yellow flags are back out. Yellow flags are out now. Tridents are close together, but they've been making contact all day so far. And it has been one of the more crazier F2 races this season. I'll quickly take a look at logs, just to make sure that no one's jumped Harrison out of his car. It is weird for him to just get kicked out of his car. So, I'll just take a look. Now that I just got kicked from my... Well, of course it wouldn't be in chat logs. It would be... As Pal loses it as well. No. There's not been anything here. We have got other logs. No, so that is ultra weird. Nothing that... No logs there say that anyone's done anything. That's another moment. On the circuit, round goes Note in the background, nearly into the pit lane. With how that one is. And he'll rejoin the road now. Over the curbs, yellow flags are back out in the third sector. Pal has got through into second place due to what happened to Harrison. And the yellow flags are permanent. Do we still have a car stopped somewhere? Yeah, this has been a race that is not an easy race for Cam to just come in for his first F2 race. But F2 usually can be a bit more extreme when it comes to all these things than F1. Might need a bit more policing when all drivers go all crazy. From time to time, Note has hit the wall and has spun around into the Forza and Xbox advertising area. But he's continued on. That worked perfectly for him. So you can hear the rain falling. We've cut away from the cars for a second. Here is the safety car. Cam is in the safety car, so I'm unsure what the plan is with that. And here is Pal versus Note. The two teammates side by side, and Pal gets ahead. Pal gets ahead then and takes the position on what has been just one of those days for FIA Formula 2. So, still lots of time in this one to go. So, oh. That is interesting. That is really interesting. That is confusing. Note spun around again. Well, I don't think we'll be able to hand out... I don't know if it will be full points in that case. If it was to come to a close now. I think all drivers want to just get on with the race. There probably will be another red flag at some point, so there will be more opportunities. Or they'll try... Well, it can't really be delayed because we're already in the race. In terms of it can be red flagged and we can wait about 5-10 minutes. That can happen. But it can't be delayed like, let's say, to after F1 or anything like that. So, it needs to be finished in this broadcast. So, there might be a red flag for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, so the drivers can quickly just... Okay, so I think that's what the FIA are thinking. There could be a 10-minute red flag, and then we could have about... 10 minutes of racing. I wouldn't say that's a good idea, Cam. I think just bring out the red flag and everyone can just... Everyone's at different points. Everyone's at different points. So we can't really... the safety car won't do anything. Red flag's out. As Note spins around again, his roller coaster day continues. Well, okay, well, I think this 10-minute red flag, I did give a few suggestions. I did get a few suggestions. Actually, no, I hope Harrison does this in voice, actually, in the pit lane. That would be very fun. You know, we all want to hear some stuff. So, once they get...
What red flag? Why red flag has gone lighter now? Are we allowed to race in heavier rain, yet we're not allowed to race in light rain?
So, Cameron just said there's too much crashing. Round goes Note. Yeah, honestly, I think everyone will be talking to this FIA during this red flag. I gave a few suggestions. Maybe people could get water. They could get a snack. Well, no. They're going to be talking with the FIA during it. So, I think what would work now... I don't know whether the... Well, we've had the same amount of rain, I'd say, for a while. The red flag from the FIA is due to too much crashing. But now we're under this red flag. We can't undo the red flag. We can't do anything to undo it now. So... Yeah, we can't really do anything to undo it now. So, what I'd say now the correct procedure would be, we get the race back underway. We let them back out on the circuit at 55. And it's a 10-minute race. 10-minute plus 1 lap race. To decide who wins in Le Mans, really. That will be the only way I think this can be done now. So... Oh, fists are coming out. Well, let's watch a bit. Here we go. Let's see if we can hear from Cyrus and McLaren. Let's get the mics in. And we've got Pal following in there as well. I'm gonna shut up. Let's let them talk and discuss it out themselves.
Fuck out. Why are you driving away?
Oh my god. There's about to be a
Get
fu-
over here. You know what you've done. Just end the race.
Don't end the race. Don't end the race. Don't.
It's
Actually,
horrible.
Well, then you
do
won't
I
all get.
Is it half points or full points?
Yes.
It wouldn't be
should
full.
half
It
point.
wouldn't be full. So,
I'll continue.
Awesome.
well, we've got
I think we should
time.
end the
So
race.
unless
Continue.
Think me end the race. I can't do any more laps. I can't do any more laps.
Retire. Then retire.
I'm not retiring. I need the points.
okay, well,
then-
Defeating Jason in the
simple,
championship.
simple. You're gonna have 10 minutes of racing plus 1 lap. Finish it off then. Perfect. So the drivers need to be
Well,
back
so
in
we
their
got
cars at least
Points
by.
for it?
So the drivers will need to be back in their cars by 54 because they will be leaving the pit lane at 55. And we
We
ask
get half.
for a slow, relaxed.
We get half
Formation.
points if we did a 10-minute thing.
You'd get full. We would be able to cover lots.
Okay.
We'll be able to cover quite a few more laps, so we'd be able to then hand out full in that case.
That's right.
I mean, to be fair, yeah. So there will be lots of appeals. There'll be all sorts that goes on. So, well, it is one of the wildest F2 contests. As Jaden's trying to say my name. Hello,
How
Jaden.
is Note on 72 corner cuts? How are you on 72?
Trying to beat Kit Kat's record.
Interesting. Okay, Jaden. Okay, calm down, Jaden. Calm down. We can get rid of one of them. Okay, relax. Not the end of the world.
There's
want-
7 of them.
Okay,
Four,
calm down,
four,
Jaden. I'll get rid of.
four,
Okay, well, Jaden, if I have proof, I'll check the stream, and then me and Cam can get rid of them. Some of them. Okay. Okay, Harrison, I'll get rid of 16 of yours, if we can. Yes. Don't worry. Right. So. Well, let's actually head down. I think we're gonna get more cooldown between Jaden and Note. Maybe are they gonna discuss anything? Or is Harrison Note gonna discuss anything? Or is Jaden gonna discuss anything with them? Is any driver going to talk? Oh my God, we've got someone else running away now. Oh, actually, let's listen in. Let's listen in the safety car. We've got 2 drivers in. Let's listen in the safety car.
Alright, that's it, you cheeky bastard. Trying to ruin the race for us all. Idiot. Stupid FIA. Stupid.
Okay, well, can we not destroy the FIA cars, please?
Red flag works. Don't even know how a red flag works.
He just said race ban? Question mark.
Hell nah. Come back when you actually know how to do it. Yes, what I thought. Run away. Yeah, run away.
Oh my God, we've got a car chase in the pit lane.
Whoa,
We've got a car chase in the pit lane. Here we go. Well, I've got something to commentate over. We've got the Mercedes safety car trying to chase after the Aston. Oh, he can't get the turn in. And here we go. Oh no, the Aston Martin of Cam's running away like a professional. And Note's stuck here like... Note is stuck here. Well, one's meant to be a professional racing driver. One's meant to be a professional FIA. And I think... yeah. Let's not finish off that. Well, we've got about 3 minutes till the drivers have to be back in their cars for a 10-minute. For a 10-minute plus 1 lap. Because that's what's going to remain on the clock. That's what we're legally allowed to do for Formula 2 right now. Before we have to. No questions asked. End for Formula 1.
Aiden, you're allowed to go to the front of the grid. Oh, the front of the pack.
Yeah, so the order will need to be reinstated. As well with that one. And Note's now crashing safety cars and medical cars and everything in the pit lane. Not very safe, I'd say. Not even respecting speed limits. Oh my God, the FIA. And now we're here. Now the Aston Martin. Oh, the FIA versus Note in 2 cars. I didn't know I was commentating over bumper cars today. Well, this has just been this Formula 2 race. It's been chaos and just crashing mostly than action. And, oh, well, now we've blocked the pit lane, I think. Yeah, so the FIA and Notes have just worked together to block to block the pit lane. Oh my god. This has been a day which I don't know what... Oh, Notes going in the Aston Martin car, I think.
Why is Notes mad hard?
Note is trying to just attack.
Yeah,
Okay,
just talk to them
please.
after them.
Okay, please can we not destroy any F2 cars? Or the tow truck. Those two are needed right now at this stage.
It's 10 minutes, but formation lap is first, so
Yeah, so that will be included in the 10 minutes of racing.
the rolling or standard start.
So we'll need to wait for FIA to decide that. Cam Silverstone will be deciding that.
There is a genius strategy in the formation lap. I'm not going to say it.
So. But we're not going yet, Cam. There's 2 minutes. If there is a red flag, we need to at least follow proper procedures for that. Right. So, we'll wait for Cam to decide whether it's a standing or rolling start. And then, in 1 minute's time, we'll go. Everyone should be back in their car then. Note has retired to probably ruin his championship battle now. Fully. Completely. It will be a standing start. Standing start is the decision. So Jaden will be let out first. He'll just need to overtake and get himself in position. Right now, we've got 1 minute left though. So he'll just try get to the front of the queue without hitting power. So 3 drivers remain in this F2 race. 3 drivers remain. Note has officially retired. So he'll leave with nothing from the feature race in Le Mans. So, here we go then. Well, after this it'll be 10 minutes plus 1 lap. And let's hope they keep it clean. Okay, it's time to head on to the circuit. Let's hope they keep it clean on this formation lap. The slower they go, might just be better, to be fair. And it's one of the harder F2 races to decide what to do, because when you go onto the formation lap and everyone's spinning left, right, center, it's like, well, this is pretty hard. We ask in the final sector, because probably there will be spins throughout this formation lap. We ask in the final sector that Jaden, you back everyone up, and then of course line up on the grid. There will be a standing start procedure. That's what the FIA have decided. Which, to be fair, I think the rolling start, in my opinion, in this type of conditions, could be even worse, because you're basically getting everyone to slow speed, and everyone then has to accelerate at once. So people are going to be spinning. All of them at once are going to be spinning. Versus with a standing start, they'll take it nice and easy off the line. So we're going to get a third standing start. Well, red flags were 100% guaranteed. But we are not, remember, right now in the 10 minutes. We are in the 10 minutes. So it is whatever we can do. The lap that the lead is on, when it turns 105, the lap after that will be the final lap. So when it turns 105, the clock will hit 0, of course. And then it will mean that will be the final tour. We have got a and round there goes Powell. Cam is having fun driving around the safety car in the pit lane. But this is about to get interesting. I think this is... Oh, flipping around goes Powell. As he'll need to jump out. Jaden will hopefully back them all up a bit, so we can actually get this back going. We might be losing more minutes, but at least we're then saving ourselves from maybe another red flag. So Jaden apparently got 2 corner cuts, so we'll see about that. I think lots of corner cuts will be removed. I think Powell accidentally just drove past everyone. He'll let them back through. And Jaden's gone off. Jaden's gone off. And he'll need to get it back going. This time it will be... He's trying to go to the runoff. And then this time it will be Harrison who will be backing them all up. And this is wild. This is wild Formula 2. They'll line up on the grid and we'll get a start going. I think the only really good bit of racing that we've had today was that second standing start where Jaden went round the outside of Pal and they both battled. That's the only real good overtake I can take out of today. That we actually captured rather than it either ending in contact for one of them. So, honestly, I don't know how many investigations there'll be. But if F1 has rain, then it's gonna go really dramatic. That's all I'm gonna say. So this formation lap around Le Mans takes time, so we might basically have 5 minutes plus 1 lap to go. By the end of it, maybe 6 minutes, we'll see. But it's however much we can get in. And in wet conditions, in real life, we wouldn't be able to go racing. Here we are, so we just make the most of what we actually can. Whether questions will be asked, whether... Questions will be asked. Yeah, definitely questions will be asked in terms of whether we should have got the red flag or not. But in this situation, we're just left right now waiting as everyone backs up now. Jaden will need to back the whole field up. I think most likely we'll only get 5 minutes going of action. And whether it's going to rain for F1 or not, that will also be interesting to see as well. Standing start was the decision by the stewards. So, at the end of this race, as we have, now got 5 minutes to go, I'll reevaluate, see what we can do. Of course, Cam's made some decisions in the race. I'll do some after the race. I'll deal with penalties. I'll let him deal with a few incidents that took place on the circuit. So, and then we'll work it all out. See what agreement the drivers can come to. But yeah, I won't be here for F1. So they're going to line up on the grid now with all these drivers. But I won't be here for F1, so everyone will need to work it out. Everyone will need to work it out for themselves. Well, good thing is, Note isn't in this, so it makes our life easier. In terms of, lots can just get removed easily. Lining up on the grid. Also, somehow we've not had to reset stats at all today. At all. But here we go. Everyone's in position. We're going to get a standing start. The FI will put on the lights very shortly. And the 5 red lights. Here we go then. They're coming on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights in Le Mans. And we're racing once again around the Circuit de La Sarthe in the wet conditions. Good start for the pole sitter, but Pal's trying to put the pressure on. Can he go around the outside as we go down? And that's going to be so close between the two of them. Harrison's got to the inside of Pal in the background. And are they all going to be able to get through cleanly? Jaden's got P1 on the road with only a few minutes to go. We don't need to reset stats, Jaden. It's all okay. We're battling for second place. Down the inside goes Harrison. That will be off the road, though. They're still side by side. Pal hangs on to second place, and now he's challenging for the lead. Pal challenging for the lead. Can he get through on Jaden? The visibility is so low. This is where his race came undone yesterday. As we go, visor cam with Pal down the straight as he tries to put the pressure. And just look at the visibility. Right now, you can see that the ART driver's in front. That's the rear behind. Looking ahead, is he going to go for the move? Down to the chicane. Just see how treacherous this is. On the exit, he's nearly lost the car. That's what it's like to control a car here in Le Mans, and he's lost it. He has lost it, and that's going to send Harrison through to second place. Harrison goes through up into P2 then. We're 3 minutes after this one, plus a lap to go. This is really on the edge between all of these drivers. It's 12:03. So it could mean that if this is the next lap, could be the penultimate lap. I think we'll get round on this lap to start another lap. So it means that next lap, I think, could be the penultimate lap of this race. I believe the leader will at least be all able to make it round. The leaderboard might not be saying that Pal and Harrison are in the same lap, but they are, we know that. Off the road goes Pal there as well. Down to the braking zone with Sir Harrison McLaren. Jaden making his way through. They are all on the same lap, and they are all battling their way through. As Jaden gets ready to bring it. 12:04 right now. So it's 12:04 actually. So I think, I think there will be, as he comes across the line. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Yep, this is the penultimate lap around this race, in this race for Formula 2. We've basically nearly reached 100% distance anyway. But this is the penultimate lap of the race around the Circuit de La Sarthe. Harrison's in second place, and if anything goes wrong for Jaden, Harrison will be there to capitalize. In what has been one of the most craziest F2 races, and I didn't think it would get crazier than what we had in Portugal a few seasons ago, where it was a one-lap shootout. And for anyone who was able to be there and enjoy that day, then it won't be happening again. That's all I'm going to say. So, but today's basically just been different in all aspects, and I think the most confusing and wild day I've had to call of this championship, all the way through. So, here we go. On the penultimate tour. The clock is at 0. And we are going to be going on to the final lap. Next lap around the Circuit de La Sarthe. As Jaden's basically now about to extend his championship lead and basically just put one hand on the championship trophy. It will need something crazy now for this to be taken away from him. With Note not finishing today, it's fully taken it out of the hands of Jaden. It is fully, it's fully taken it away from the hands of anyone else, and basically given it to Jaden. Other than that, though, right now he's on the penultimate tour and he's about to head to victory on the next lap, which will be the final tour around the Circuit de La Sarthe. Here is Pal. He'll get himself onto the podium. Maybe it wasn't the win that it wasn't the win. It's not going to be the win that he would have wanted, that so many guys would have wanted. But at least he can say that he stood on the podium of the Grand Prix of Formula 2 here on this Sunday. And who knows what will happen in F1. But it could have been a completely different race. Yeah, it could have been a completely different race had we seen it be dry. It would have 100% been finished as we've completed our longest F2 race of the season. It was already meant to be the longest, but it is absolutely, with the rain, with the delays, 1 hour and 7 minutes. Which an F1 race is absolutely done in, and has been done across this season. I don't know what's going to happen later at 1. This is the final lap of the Circuit de La Sarthe in Le Mans, and it's been an incredible weekend of action. We knew it was going to be crazy. We knew it was going to be chaotic. We started off on the dry in Friday and Saturday, and it was Jaden who performed brilliantly then. We had a 3-way fight for the win, and if Jaden can just keep it in a straight line, which he's still struggling, that's the challenge that these drivers have got at the end. If he can just keep it in a straight line, he's on his way to the top step of the podium. Well, he was denied victory yesterday due to corner cuts, penalties, and also a 3-second time penalty that he earned before the race begun as well. And he earned that on Friday. Here on Sunday though, there was no penalties that affected him at all. And it has been flawless from his side. I think usually when we end F2 races, when we end F1 races, when we end any races, he's usually the one that most people might be left disappointed with after a race. But I think others today have got much more bigger issues. And he came into this weekend with a 44-point lead in the championship. And it was always going to be impossible for Note to take it away unless he would up his performances. But in a race like this, the chances were there. But it was always Jaden who was contending at the front all the way through. Harrison played a part as well earlier on in the race. The races could have played different massively had there not been certain red flags. And of course, if it was dry, then also how different could that have made this race? Note decided to retire by choice, and that is something that probably has taken the Formula 2 Championship fully away from him, unless there is major twists in this championship. But this is going to be a historic win for Jaden, as he's about to take the Formula 2 all-time win record, whether it be real life or whether it be the virtual world. In the last round at Austria, he equalled Charles Leclerc and George Russell's record. Two incredible drivers have gone on to race, of course, in Formula 1. He may already be an F1 driver, but before he retires next year, what he wants is the Formula 2 Championship, a second Formula 2 Championship. And he's certainly heading that way with the way that he is driving. 8 wins. It's about to be heading his way around the Circuit de La Sarthe, and he's definitely had to work for it today. In wet conditions, where you're always having to check to the left, to the right. And every traction zone, you need to be careful. As you can see, he's still driving it around. He's still having to control the car. Very challenging for these drivers. They've had a tough challenge all the way through, and the top 3 definitely deserve to stand on this podium. But this man deserves to stand on the top step of the podium. The record is about to be broken for the most wins in Formula 2. 8 victories is going to belong to Jaden, who crosses the line to win in Le Mans. Jaden wins the feature race in Le Mans. It is going to be Harrison who will take second place. A good drive from him still as well, and he'll get second, and it will be Pal who will finish in P3, and he has played a massive part. Well, Cam's already confirmed that Pal's in P3. He's still got to bring it home, and well, I think it's pretty impressive that we nearly got whole race distance in. I think that's pretty impressive with how this race has been. The nearly whole race distance around Le Mans was completed. I think we would have done it had we not had maybe one of the red flags. But there was lots of chaos, there was lots of crashes. And the drivers have all done such a good job today in terms of the corner cuts. So, Harrison saying visibility has got to be better for F1. Well, simple thing is, even snow's part of the weather script. Nothing I can do to change that, so... In real life, of course, if it's too hard, if it's these conditions, they wouldn't race. So I guess it's a decision that the drivers have to make themselves. If they get this weather. Delivered to them again. Pal will get P3 and he'll get on the podium. As the FIA is celebrating with Jaden. It's such a long lap, I'm not going to force anyone to go round again. And then we'll let the top 3 quickly debrief it out. We'll let the top 3 quickly debrief it out. As we are under some shelter now. So Pal will wait for anyone else to join him. And there will be lots of discussions that will be had. Well, they're doing donuts. I think they deserve that after what race they've driven today. But let's hope we get some talking from them. I would like to hear some action. I think Harrison's interested in going after the FIA. While the FIA is running in an F2 car. Oh, he's stolen. He's stolen the F2 car and is off. And he's having his own little spins. Well, I won't be here for F1, so... It's all down. So yeah, all decisions go fully down to him now. Yes! As Jaden celebrates as well. And is he going to be talking with Pal down there? Is Harrison going to be going down there as well? I think he's more interested after the FIA after today's race. Let's see if we can hear from Jaden and Pal.
Hello, Pal.
Silence between Pal and Jaden. Well, it's just been that day. Where, well... Oh, well, okay, let's listen in from the... let's listen in with the drivers.
Yeah, Pal. How was that race?
Shit.
I had grip at the end. Oh, that could just...
Enough. Actually, my tyres were dead.
At the start, my tyres were dead. The reason why Harrison took the lead, it was on stream. I was behind him. I didn't know where the corner was. I just looked straight into the barrier. He hit the barrier after.
I could not see anything. Like, I mean, the only way I see a corner is when I'm there. I don't even remember the track, so it was kind of...
I remember this well now. Oh. Yeah.
So F5, I've got an hour and 15-minute break to a racing.
Yes, that one.
Wilson's decision not to just be racing for 2 hours straight. Yeah, if it keeps raining up, this is just hell. F1's a bit easier than F2, so like I've never driven in the wet in F2. So it was just like, and also this new system, it just doesn't stop raining. Yeah, Harrison's speed. Oh Jesus! Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. We
So,
got a podium. I know where the podium is.
So the drivers all wrapping it up. We'll let them all head on to the podium.
Speed us up.
As Cam gets black flagged by Harrison, who I think is trying to come for his job. Interesting.
Okay.
Between those two.
Left. Oh, thunder.
Well, it seems like it's got even worse, the weather.
Let's go, McLaren. Yeah, so, yeah, that was nice.
Yep, was nice. We'll watch Palace goes to the podium, along with hopefully all of them. I think the FIA is trying to get onto the podium as well. Well, I mean, Harrison, he did want to drive in the F1 race today.
Oh. Okay. I'll speak it up there, back at the top. Black building. Oh well. Do an introduction thing. So, oh, Harrison's just not at the podium. He left. Podium.
So the McLaren driver on the podium, along with the AlphaTauri man, and then another McLaren man. Both heading up there, of course, as they represent Papaya, up there on the podium as well. And there's just been so much drama across this Formula 2 race as well, and we'll hopefully get to hear national anthems in a second once Harrison does get on the podium.
Poor Harrison, just get up.
I think the FIA might need to bring him, which he's not done. Yeah, I don't think we're getting Cyrus and McLaren on the podium anytime soon, because Cam's too busy drifting around his F1 car. Well, I don't know if we're... Well, I don't know if I signed up for the Ferrari F1 festival, but let's hear the national anthem then anyway. In a moment. Here we go then. Jaden ends up as the winner. And we're going to hear the British national anthem. Okay. Didn't exactly go to plan that time around. As the drivers all debated out, but it's just been that type of day for FIA Formula 2. We thank everyone for joining us in the greatest one-way championship on Earth. It continues to deliver throughout this season. We are going to now be heading to some very crucial rounds. If anyone wants to take the championship away from Jaden, it is going to be tough. Anything's possible though, and it all starts next round for FIA Formula 2, as we will go racing around China. Should be crazy, should be wild. Join us then for another installment of this FIA Formula 2 season when it returns.
Come on!